Hey guys, I'm Abby, and I'm going to be talking about my wisdom teeth removal experience and how that went, because it was a journey, to say the least. So I'm going to be talking about like the prep or pre-surgery, and then post-op, and TMJ, which is jaw problems, and what to expect before and after going into surgery, recovery, and medication. Going into getting my teeth out, I was really nervous because I have TMJ where my jaw clicks in and out when I eat certain foods, or I'll wake up some mornings and my jaw is just like stiff. I don't know if you can hear, but yeah, it's kind of wacky. So basically on the right side, it would always be really tight, and I was nervous that having my mouth open for like 45 minutes, it would make it more tight and make it worse. I was also nervous to be put under because I'd never been put under in surgery before. I'd never really had any surgery before, so I was a little hesitant about that. So talking about pre-surgery, you have to not eat for I think 8 hours and not have anything to drink 2 hours before. And so my mom woke me up at 6 a.m. and said, have some water, and gave me Advil so that after the surgery, which was at 9 a.m., that I would have medication in my body already so it wouldn't hurt so bad, which I appreciated because... So what you should expect going into it is a lot of paperwork, first of all. And your doctor is gonna reassure you that, you know, they're gonna be there for you the whole time, and that if you are going under on anesthesia, they're going to make sure that everything is going as it's supposed to and your vitals are perfectly fine. So I go in and I'm already pretty nervous, and I meet the anesthesiologist, and he was a super chill dude, and then my doctor comes in, or surgeon, and he has his cowboy boots on and his spray tan all done. I felt okay. I was still nervous, but I knew it was gonna be all right. So they took me back into the surgery room, and the moment I sit down, they're putting needles in me, they're putting patches on me, and they give me a gas, which was 100% oxygen, so I guess it wasn't a gas, or yeah, it was. And so they give me 100% oxygen to breathe in before the anesthesia. And so I'm just like, I was just sitting there, and it felt like aliens were over me just doing experiments on me. It was kind of freaky. So the anesthesia, he put it into the tube, and then it was going into me, and he was like, you're gonna fall asleep. And then I was asleep, and I woke up. It felt like a couple minutes had passed, but really it had been about 30 to 45 minutes. I had to get all my teeth out, so they numbed me good, dude. Like, I got out of there and I was on laughing gas and kind of giggling, but I couldn't feel my tongue for about 6 hours. It was crazy. So the laughing gas wasn't very intense because, I don't know, I guess they gave me just the right amount of dosage where I wasn't like losing my mind laughing or whatever, but I got out and my dad said that I kept laughing at the wallpaper. Ha ha ha, wallpaper, I guess. But yeah, it didn't really last very long. I was just kind of... So when I got home, it was kind of miserable for the first couple hours because everything is just so swollen and numb because you can't feel anything, and I was starving. And so I just kind of laid on the couch, and trying to drink water was a debacle, to say the least. And because you're not allowed to use straws, first of all, remember that, because what happens is if you're sucking in, then you're gonna cause dry socket, and that means that the blood won't clot, and so it won't heal properly. And that happened to my brother, and he said that it was like the most awful thing he's ever experienced, and I was like, Okay, so I'm never gonna use straws again, I guess. Save the turtles. Yeah, so everything was numb for hours. Like my throat, my tongue was at. And another thing to be wary of is to not have hot food after you get out of surgery. The reason for that is because if you can't feel your tongue, then you won't be able to feel if something is so hot, so you could really burn yourself and do a lot of damage that way. Also, I think it has something to do with the stitches. So foods to be wary of when you get your wisdom teeth out is anything that has seeds in it, because it'll get stuck in the pockets. I knew someone last year that had rice that had sesame seeds in it, and it got stuck in his pockets, and I was like, so that would be like seeds, popcorn, other stuff. So what's gonna be your best friend is pudding, applesauce, and ramen once your mouth isn't numb anymore. You're ride or die. Tylenol, all I'm saying. Because you gotta
ride that puppy.
What? You can take it like every 6 hours, and make sure you vary in the kind of medications that you're taking, because that way your body isn't gonna get used to one type of medicine. And so just once the 6th hour is coming up, start taking more medicine, because you want to prevent as much pain as possible. At my heart. Okay, so try and alternate between like Advil or ibuprofen. That way your body can process it as it needs. You know what I mean? So now I want to talk about TMJ and what can happen to your jaw after surgery. So like I said before, I already had jaw problems going into it, and my orthodontist, when I had braces, was like, be very careful when you get your wisdom teeth out, because when you're under and they open your mouth so wide so they can get the teeth out of your mouth, sometimes they aren't very careful with opening your mouth, so it can cause jaw problems for you. And so I was kind of freaked out. I wasn't really nervous about having to recover. I was more nervous about my jaw being messed up afterwards, and I was right. I did have something to worry about, because I still have jaw problems. It's been about it's been 2 weeks since I got them out. I still have the clicking, and it's worse. So I used to have the clicking on the right side, which I don't know, I think that's just kind of how my jaw was, and it didn't hurt really, unless if I was trying to bite into something that was too big. It switched to the left side, so it clicks really bad, and it hurts to eat anything that like bite into something. It's irritating. So ways to prevent that from happening is to tell your doctor beforehand, or your surgeon when you're going into the surgery, that to be very careful with your jaw, or to take medicine beforehand so that it'll prevent inflammation and it won't be as swollen. I did my best in telling my surgeon that, you know, I already have jaw problems and I took medicine before, but I think my body was just like, whatever, I don't care. And so I had more of a reaction than other people might. So I would just say, tell your surgeon, be very careful with your jaw, try not to open it too much, and they will comply to your needs. Some questions people might have when going into surgery is like, how long will it take to recover? How long until I can eat solid foods again? And the answer is, you can have solid food as quick as possible, as long as the numbness in your mouth has gone away. Because if you can't feel your mouth, then you're more likely to choke on things. So the recovery for me, it took about 2 days before I felt comfortable biting more and eating more solid foods, like I said. But the problem was my jaw was just really irritated by a lot of things that I was trying to eat. I went to breakfast and I wanted eggs Benedict, and I was like, I don't think I can eat that. But my jaw, it's been 2 weeks and it is getting better. If you do have jaw problems after, I would talk to your orthodontist about getting a bite guard at night, which is something that I'm going to do, because if you grind your teeth a lot or you bite down really hard in your sleep, it's going to cause more strain on your joint. So it's like really tight here, but it needs to be looser so that the plates can bite, and so it'll cause less irritation, which is something I need to do. So I do give you Percocet. I didn't take any of it because I never really found myself in that much pain where I needed to take a Percocet. Yeah, I still have a full bottle if anyone wants it. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a surgeon. This was just kind of my experience and things that people didn't really tell me about before going into the surgery. So if you do have jaw problems afterwards, I'm sorry, but I'm there with you. So I don't know what I'm doing. If you've gotten your wisdom teeth out already and you're watching this, give a thumbs up if you relate to the things that I went through. So if you're about to get your wisdom teeth out, good luck to you, and it's gonna be okay, I promise. Thank you for watching.
Ooh.